Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to create a Fizzler and a Portal on a button. Let's start with a Fizzler. First, you want your Fizzler. You want your Fizzler model, which you get by going to a dynamic and selecting the world model Fizzler dynamic.mdl. Apply that. Now you place it against the wall you want. You can indent it into the wall if you so wish. And then you'll grab your block tool and you'll place around the Fizzler up until you can see these black side bits. You'll place the bits of geometry behind them, like so. Make sure that they're the right height. So they go to the top of the Fizzler, and they go to exactly the bottom of the Fizzler. It should be 128 units. And we'll copy and paste that to the other side. Since now we have our emitters, we are going to plot out what the Fizzler will look like. We go to a grid size of 2, and we will start drawing the Fizzler. Go from the end of the geometry one end to the end of the geometry on the other, and each side will be a length of 64. Each of the edges of the Fizzler will be of length 64. And a height of 128. Okay, 128. And your middle will be whatever size you want. Now we texture. Fizzler center goes in the center. Fizzler left goes on the left. Fizzler right goes on the right. I've also added a block on top to make it look. To hide the bits in the middle that are on top of the Fizzler. Before we load up in game, we need to make sure that the texture is shifted so it doesn't look obvious as a Fizzler. For each side of the Fizzler, we want some glow, but not enough that it will overpower what the Fizzler is supposed to look like. Now, how do we make the Fizzler? We're going to turn these into a portal cleanser, a clear portal cleanser. We'll make these visible. Tell me how our Fizzler. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group all of these items so that when I click on them, they become the Fizzler. And I want to make the Fizzler 3 high, so I'll just copy and paste it into the locations of where I want it. Each Fizzler has to be 128 blocks high. Yeah, each Fizzler has to be 128 blocks high. Now we name each part of the Fizzler. I shall call this Fizzler brush. And I shall call these Fizzler emitters. Now we connect the button up. We want your plugs to include physical objects, and that will kill cubes. We want each animation of the Fizzler to start in idle. Now we do the inputs and the outputs. Easy stuff. On button pressed, Fizzler emitter. Set animation. Close. We will set the default animation to close idle, and that will just make sure the Fizzler always stays closed. And we add one more on test. Fizzler gush. Disable, and this will hide your Fizzler gush. Only will hide certain textures there. On button reset. Enable. This will open and close the button, and I shall set the delay to 5. We'll load up. We'll see our Fizzler is looking nice and game. You can shoot at it, and you can place a portal over there. The Fizzlers are portals. If you press the button, the Fizzler closes. We no longer lose our portals. And when the Fizzler's off, it won't kill the cube. Okay, now we can move on to the portal on the button. We will recreate the logic, but we will not recreate the aesthetic. First step, the obvious one, you need a button. You need a script, I just call this script, and you need a player weapon strip. So we go into our script editor again, and it's very simple stuff. First, I'm going to call this script gives player a portal gun, and I'm going to call a function give gun, and I'm going to call a function give gun, and it has two things: give player portal gun. And if you want a double portal gun, because the command was used, upgrade player portal. This should be obvious what this one does. Adding mistake. It gives the player blue portal gun. This one upgrades the player gun to orange portal. There are other ways to do this. This is the easiest one I've found. It's kind of obvious what every command does. We go into our script and we attach our script. So this is the input and output of the button. The script is connected to the code, so when you step on the button, you get given the gun. When unpressed, the weapon strip gets fired, and it will strip you of the gun. So you can stand on the button and you get given the gun, you can off the button, you get removed, the gun gets removed. You fire the gun, you're on the button, and when you're off the button, it won't remove the portals. And the key you can get on the button, and it lets you fire your portals. One last thing, if you want to add some detail to show, it's a portal button. You grab the texture. Here, and that's obvious that it, when we load up in game, you have the button, you have signage, and you have a key. It works just like an R button. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Maybe I'll do some more complex things.